Hey guys, in this video I'm going to share with you some of the uses of Speechelo and how you can actually use it for creating content to earn money online and potentially build your online business. So if you're not familiar with Speechelo, Speechelo is actually a voiceover or text-to-speech type of software that actually allows you to create voiceovers from the likes of written scripts that you actually have written out, and it auto generates voices or particular voices for you relating to any articles, blog posts or any written scripts that you may have created. A lot of people use text-to-speech software because, especially if you're only starting out online or wanting to create content, or say if you're only starting out on the likes of YouTube and so forth, a lot of people generally, for the most part, aren't very comfortable with being able to talk on camera or talk on a microphone to present their own voice. Honestly, a lot of us don't really like our own voice, especially when we hear it back from hearing ourselves on the likes of these different type of formats. So what other alternatives do you have? So you have likes of text-to-speech programs that you can utilize, and Speechelo being one of them, that does make this process very simple. So if you've actually purchased Speechelo, I'll actually drop a link down in the description so that you can go and have a look at it for yourself and see what you can do with it. You will see inside the software that it is actually very easy to actually utilize. It's literally a case of that if you've actually written out an article, so potentially if you've created some sort of blog post or article, or even you're writing some sort of script, as you can see here in the likes of Google Docs, you can literally copy and paste everything that's here, and what you can do is you can literally type it in or paste it into the likes of Speechelo. Now the only thing is to note is that with the standard version of Speechelo there is a character limit in terms of how many words or attributes that you can share into the content editor. I think for the standard version, as far as I know, you've only got a limit of 5,000. Yeah, it's 5,000 characters, as you can see here on the screen. So that's the actual character limit that you actually do have. So anything within those boundaries that you'll be good to go. Plus it also gives you recommendations of certain other elements that you can add in, whether you should add in capital letters or punctuation marks, just to give an overall consistency to how it's going to be presented when you actually do a voiceover. So when you go to actually test it, as you can see here, I'll just pick one of the voices and then you can preview the voiceover. It'll generate it, so just click on preview. You just give it a few minutes for it to actually process everything.
What a year it has been. So much has happened, and here I.
Now it will only preview some of the characters inside of the preview box, but it gives you an overall feel for how it actually will sound. Now again, you would need to upgrade to the likes of the Pro edition to be able to unlock some of the other features and so forth. But I know what you're really looking for. You're wanting to know what the uses of the program can be. So ideally you want to create content, or you're wanting to use it in some shape or form to be able to start earning money from it so that you can potentially build an online business. And there is people that actually do use this software to actually do that. So how do you actually go about doing that, and what are some of the avenues that you can utilize in order to be able to implement this program to its fullest potential, outside of just creating the likes of doing random voiceovers for whatever content means? You can actually get started on platforms and set up online courses. You can actually create your own language courses if you can speak different types of languages. You can also use the likes of Speechelo, like I mentioned, and write up your scripts and type everything inside, and you can use that to be able to create audio representations of your scripts in a chosen language, or that you can do it as a translation kind of effect so that people can understand what it is that you're trying to do. Another thing that you can also utilize it for is to actually create online courses. You can use loads of different platforms, the likes of Udemy, there's BitDegree, there's loads of other ones online. And if you have any knowledge on a particular topic but you want to be able to utilize speech to be able to create online courses, again, like I mentioned, a lot of us don't actually have the ability or are really comfortable speaking on camera. A lot of us don't actually have the confidence to speak on the microphone or be on camera, but there's also people out there that actually do have speech impairments that it'll be very difficult for them to be able to talk anyway. So that's where likes of these type of softwares and platforms do come into play, and where they will be really useful. So if you do have knowledge around a particular area, if you're doing marketing, you're doing business, accounting, IT, if you're doing game design, any type of area that you have particular knowledge of, but you want to be able to create video content and create an online course, but you don't want to talk on the likes of the microphone, or you're probably not in a position to talk, you can actually write out scripts like I mentioned. Like you can write out your script like in Google Docs. You can take it into a software the likes of Speechelo and customize your script to fit how the video is going to sound, so that when you do create the audio like I showed in the preview, you can save it out as an MP3 file. And then what you can do is you can go into your video editor of choice, regardless of which ones that you use. I personally use Filmora for my video editing, but whatever ones that you can use, like there's Camtasia, Final Cut Pro, there's Screencast-O-Matic, there's loads of different variations, even free versions out there. You can literally create the video and then just pop in the voiceover file, and you can edit the video based off what way you want to work around the audio segments. So it's really up to yourself. Even if you want to, you can create concepts or videos on YouTube as well, and you can give and provide tips of how to do voiceovers, but you can go at it from the angle of using the likes of software like this here and teach people actually how to utilize it. Also what you can do as well, and this goes back to even doing narration or translations or language kind of translations, you can also use the likes of these softwares to be able to translate languages or even do voiceovers for the likes of other people's content or videos, because like I said, not everybody actually has the time or the ability to be able to talk and speak well on the likes of a microphone or a camera, but you can still create like gigs on the likes of Fiverr or an Upwork and so forth. Now if you do have your own unique voice, by all means use it, but if you don't have the luxury of that, you can utilize this here, even though you will have to come at it from the angle to let people know that you are going to be using it to some degree, but you'll still be able to create something from it, and as long as it's very professional and very well thought out and well written, you should be okay. And this goes back to even the likes of with languages. You can also go on to like other like language type of sites, and in some of these platforms you can even teach on them as well and do voiceovers and narrations for the likes of languages, and use these type of softwares to be able to do that as well. There's loads of different websites out there that you can utilize, and there's loads of different platforms and angles that you can implement to use the likes of Speechelo and add them into whatever idea that you're looking to get involved with. Even as an example, like you've probably seen on the likes of YouTube where you see a load of videos that do use the likes of these type of platforms to do the voiceover for the videos, again for different reasons. A lot of people just don't like talking on the camera, so it's totally up to yourself how you want to implement it. Another good way is that you can also do narration for the likes of audiobooks. There are different platforms out there. Now again, you want to come at it from the angle, like I said, if you do and are able to speak with your own voice and you're quite comfortable in doing that, ideally that would be the best way to go about doing that. But if you don't have that luxury or you're not comfortable in doing it, you can use the likes of Speechelo and other platforms like it to be able to work with some of these platforms and utilize them. But again, you have to come at it from the angle that it has to sound professional and sound authentic. But what I'll do is I'll leave links down in the description to different types of articles to kind of guide you on the process of what you should do even if you're looking to go down that direction of narrating audiobooks, and if you're allowed to use the likes of those type of softwares in order to do that. I'll drop the links down below so that you can go and check them out. But again, these are just some of the avenues and ways in which you can utilize Speechelo to be able to actually create and generate content, and even just to use that to create videos or create like voiceovers. You can use it as a way to drive traffic to other services or content that you're creating, or if you have any promotions, or to allow you to try and make money online so that you can actually grow your online business. Now ideally, like I mentioned throughout the video, if you are able to talk with your own voice, and like everything else, none of us do like talking with our own voices when we first start out. It's just one of those things that you just have to get more comfortable with the more you do it, and that just comes with time and patience and just being consistent. But if you don't have that luxury, the likes of platforms like Speechelo and other platforms like it may be a good fit for you. And like I said, there are loads of different ways in which that you can utilize and implement what you can do inside of these platforms to create something valuable and unique. And again, you want to make everything that you create valuable, because if you do that, that's where people can actually relate to you. and people will understand as long as you can reach out to them and let them know the different areas and let them know that you are using the software for whatever purposes that you're using it for, and that you're honest and transparent with people. They will actually relate to you a lot more as long as you're providing value. That's the most important thing. So if you're using the likes of these platforms to do that, then you should be okay moving forward. And again, you can use that to help you grow your online business. So if you have found this video to be useful and you'd like to see more videos on the likes of platforms like this to show you other ways of how you can create content and make money online and so forth, then make sure to subscribe to the channel, and again hit that bell icon to be updated whenever future videos are released. Also be sure to check out some of the other videos on the screen where I do provide other helpful guides and tips that teaches you other ways of how you can generate traffic, make money online, and how you can utilize certain criteria to be able to grow your online business. And I will see you all in the next one.